It seems like 2018 is the year that we're publicly learning about the online risks that are out there. From fake news to ElsaGate and DeepFakes and Google Duplex, increasingly the responsibility lies with you, the viewer, for knowing the difference between real and fake, appropriate and inappropriate. But how do we teach these skills to children who are too young to read, but often old enough to watch YouTube Kids? I wanted to provide a 2018 update to the safe web practice videos that are out there. I'm DoctorET, and this is Ed on EdTech. Keep yourself in the know about the causes and solutions to online safety by subscribing to this channel. I'd like to look at 3 potential root causes of the risks to online safety, and then talk about how we can address each of them with really young children. So the first risk is privacy. We live in a world where people don't pay for many of the online services that they use, and as a result, companies see the data that the user exudes as the product to be monetized. And there are 2 risks that arise from this data collection. The first is a breach of the data, like what we saw with Equifax and with Yahoo. And the second is the use of that data to target us, as we learned from Cambridge Analytica and Facebook. So due to the privacy regulations such as GDPR and COPPA, many children will not have online accounts, especially when they're really young. So the data that could be exploited would be targeted towards their parents or to adults. However, it's important to teach learners about why certain personal data should be kept off the web. Now, there's some great videos about this on YouTube that I'll link below. And if you're looking for an analog solution, I'll put a link to a kid's book called Dean and Max, Safe in Cyberspace. It's a story about a cat and a computer mouse that turns into a real mouse online, and it does a really good job about talking about privacy. So, advertising is often embedded into videos for children through things like product sponsorship. So learners need to know why products are being advertised to them so that they can identify an advertisement. This is a helpful skill to know when someone is trying to influence the viewer, which leads me to the second risk: fake versus real information. So people are lying about their identity online in order to gain information or influence. For really young children, my son, I use a book from National Geographic's big book of Why and How that shows these obviously photoshopped images of impossible scenes. This is a great way to start learning about the difference between what is real and what is fake. As kids get older, we can provide them with more tools to determine the difference between real and fake news. For example, we check the source. Do they usually talk about facts, or do they usually tell jokes? Is the information biased? What do others have to say about the same topic? Now, there's a great video from Fact Check that I'll link to below that shows an animation about how to determine real versus fake news. More modern examples might involve showing children fake faces or fake voices to prepare us for the world of deepfakes and Google Duplex, and how you could look at user profile history to see if a social media account is likely a fake. The third risk is hateful and inappropriate content. In light of ElsaGate, YouTube retrained its AI to detect inappropriate videos, and we learned in April that YouTube's AI had removed 8 million videos, mostly for spam and adult content. While this is great progress, it's still possible for extreme or inappropriate videos to appear on YouTube Kids. And so one approach that I've read of is that parents can teach kids the habit of pausing inappropriate videos, flagging them, and then telling their parents about them. And this has been called Elsa-proofing, and the key element is building an open channel between the child and the adult about what they see online. So with my own son, I usually talk about what happens during the day, but we also talk about what he watched on the screen. I try to be cautious and excited about the videos that he watched, and I try to find them online myself so that we can talk about them together. This is an opportunity to share in the excitement, but also an opportunity to build a habit about talking about the good and bad things that they see online. So even when we're watching videos together, I'll also pause the video partway through and ask, what is this character doing and why are they doing it? What are they feeling right now and why are they feeling that way? This helps with the recall as well, since they aren't just mindlessly watching video after video. So those are my tips for keeping young kids safe online in 2018. What tips do you have for teaching online safety to kids? Please leave a comment below and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.